Hey folks, Mac T back, and we got a good one on oil. That's right. I got my Ford Edges. I have converted. I don't run 5W20 anymore in any of my Ford Edges. None of them. None of them use 5W20, and they all use synthetic. But what I have done is followed on, and I have a very long history of oil testing. And we're going to go with my 2011 Ford Edge that I nicknamed Blueberry. It's a Kona Blue Ford Edge with a 3.5 Duratec in it, front wheel drive, and I go about 10,000 miles per oil change with this bad boy because I do all highway driving. So I started converting this, back in 2021-ish time frame. Started converting it, 22, somewhere around there. Started working on adding it to 530, 1030. So I've been sort of running 530, 1030 pretty much predominantly throughout the whole time frame. I guess I sort of go to a 530 in the winter and a 1030 in the summer. But overall, that's what I've been running, is ultimately a 30 weight oil with a W of either 5 or 1. And of course W stands for winter. So anyway, I have done that, and I got my last test here from the Blackstone, which I use consistently all the time. And basically they said, hey, another good oil test. Blueberry has no problems. I don't have a water pump failure in my future right now, and it's at over 190,000 miles now. That's right, folks, 190,000 original water pump yet. Wood right here, I'll just knock on it. And anyway, coolant, everything, I've been doing the changes just like I did before. So, and I did in this oil change, this last one, I did a mix. You know me, I'm not really brand loyal to anything. I'm not really weight viscosity. I'll mix anything and everything. But in this case, I was running a 5 and a 10W30 together. So it was a mixture of between the two. So that's what it really came down to. But over the history of my oil changes with this 5 or 10W30, I've had, and I'm going to concentrate on the metal wears, okay? My metal wears that I've been running, the universal averages for the aluminum are 4 parts per million. Now with a 190,000 mile engine, a 3.5, I've been running between 4 and it looks like 6 parts per million aluminum for this engine using a 5W30. For the chromium, I have been running anywhere from a 0, and at one point I did have a 1, but otherwise it's been a flat line as far as 0 all the way across. And then the iron, my iron has been running universal averages, 10 parts per million is what the average 3.5 Duratec kicks out. And I've been running from highs to lows of, my low was 5 parts per million and my high was 12 parts per million, but my most recent was 7 parts per million. So definitely below the power curve on that. And then copper. Copper is 13 parts per million. And then my lowest copper reading was, let's see, 1. And my highest copper reading was very early on in 2022, was a 3, with my most current one being a 2. So copper's doing really good. Lead, all the way across the board, I had 0 for lead. And tin, all the way across the board, I had highest was a 1. And the lowest, of course, mostly has been a flat line of 0. So the metal wear on this oil, the 5 or 10W30, has been pretty good. Total metals that I would count up on the average would be what, 13, 14, 15 parts per million for total metals. Okay, if you go up the year before that, we had 13, 14 parts per million wear for the last one, and then we have for metal wear, I had a 11 parts per million total count for metal wear, and then previous to that I had what, 8, 9 parts per million metal wear. Then previous to that I had a high one there, is 12 I think that's when I started transitioning the oils over to the 5W30. But I had a 12 plus a 6 as 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 parts per million total. So yeah, that was a pretty high metal wear as far as that one went, but the previous one to that was lower too, so it was a one-off in a lot of ways. But it might have been a lot of miles that I put on it. Yeah, I put about 11 or 12,000 miles on that one, so that was a pretty high one. But anyway, viscosities and everything else really turned out rather good. And I'll put this in here, you know, whatever, right over here. Yeah, I'll put it all right here so you guys can see it. And then at the end, I'll put it at the end so you can read them too. But yeah, the viscosities are doing good. The flash points for the higher weight oils has remained relatively high in the 400s for the most part. And my TBNs have remained pretty good, with the lowest TBN being a 2.0 and the highest TBN total base number being a 3.3, I believe it was. So yeah, TBN's been pretty good on this, but I'm just going to prove to you that I've switched over my all my Duratecs to the 5 or 10W30 oils. I'm going to end up settling on a 10W30, but overall the Duratec can handle, can love, and can use the 10W30 oil without a problem, even in the winter time. If you're worried about it, run to a 530. But overall, everything flows great and you don't have any problems, and your Duratec will last longer. I think the metal counts are showing that we're doing good on that. So hey, if the metal counts are supporting the weight and it gives you better viscosity as far as your oil changes and everything else go, why not go with the heavier weight oil and get the better protection overall that you could possibly get with a thicker film on the cylinders and help make that Duratec be a Duratec and last a lot longer and be more durable. So that's what I've been doing in my Duratecs. You got it from me. You got the stats that you'll see in there, and it's proven that the 10W30, 5W30 does nothing to your engine. Your Duratec can handle it perfectly well, and you should not fear going up to that heavier weight oil, as I have, and I have good results with it. So that being said, this is MACTFORDEDGE, and remember, my feet hit the floor day. I'm having a great day. I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's got some great music, and Mercy Girl always has something to say.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.